The Imperium has fallen. What had stood for over 3 millennia fell in less than 100 solar rotations of the planet of the Empire of Tyrants. The Erenar ruled with an iron claw. All was theirs to take until their avarice turned towards a small blue planet in the furthest reaches of an outer arm of the galaxy. The planet called Earth was nothing special, except to the race known as human. For them it was a place of renewing, their birthplace as they journeyed amongst the stars to live on many planets in that corner of the galaxy, far from the Empire. Dismissed as a squabbling, irrelevant race, the Erenar attacked, however. As the first invading foot stepped onto the planet, the humans turned as one, and their retribution was terrible. The war started as expected, with a crushing Empire victory, at first. We now know that we woke something that should have been left asleep. Their squabbling, multiple religions and racial divide was seen as a weakness, and that they did not war amongst themselves, we mistook to be cowardice. That was an illusion. They no longer fought amongst themselves because they knew the beast that lay beneath. The warriors of humanity that had been suppressed by the knowledge of the consequences of their release bubbled to the surface and exploded in rage. Everything known of war by the Erenar was nothing compared to what humanity could perceive, alongside their seemingly inexhaustible willingness to adapt, to overcome. We killed humans in the millions, but they killed us in the billions. Once the machines of war had fully woken, humanity never took one step backwards. When the war front reached the home world of the Erenar, they tried to bargain for peace as equals, to draw up new empire boundaries, which we of the lesser races knew to be subterfuge, and so it appeared, did the humans. We later heard that the first meeting of the human fleet admiral and the last Erenar emperor was full of pomp and ceremony. However, the admiral simply walked into the throne room and shot the emperor with a plasma pistol, taking out the emperor, his throne, part of his entourage, and the side wall of the throne room. The admiral then just turned and left without a single word spoken. My people, the Tolosa, one of the first enslaved races, now waits in judgment by humanity. We were the Empire's army. Never willingly, but when your hatching grounds are surrounded by a nuclear arsenal to keep you breeding and subservient, there was little we thought we could do. We've known this now to be false. We should have died rather than enslave races of the Empire. We should have been more human. The black ships of humanity now circle overhead, and I await my fate. I kneel alone in the center of the hatching grounds of my home planet while a beacon transmits into space to alert the humans to my presence and my intent. I, Horada, Grand Marshal of the Empire's Tolosa battle fleet, offer my life for my people. I hold no faith in my ability to sway the humans, for in the end we had killed so many of them. It is fitting I die first so as to not shame my people further. I hear them approach and stop. I do not look up. Hubris is dead to me. Taking my ceremonial knife from his scabbard, I place the tip at my throat carapace joint, and I utter, I cannot spill enough blood for what I have done to your people, but I gladly give what I have. I entreat you to make my people's death quick and painless. I push hard, but cannot move the knife. Looking up, a gloved hand holds the pommel above my own. I try again, but the hand will not yield to me. In surprise, my eyes sought out those of the human holding my knife. Those dark eyes just looked back at me, as if to peer into the furthest reaches of my mind. With slow, unrelenting force, the gloved hand removed my knife from my own. Taking my knife, the human dropped it to the ground, before taking out its own knife, which was also dropped to the ground. If we don't end war, war will end us. We war with your people no more, it said. Make what we do here today matter. With that, the human turned and walked to its landing craft. For nearly 300 years, the two knives have sat under a crystal dome, having never been moved from where they fell. Inscribed in the surrounding stone barrier, in the 127 languages of the Federation, are the words, Seek war no more, for we live by the grace of a warrior's compassion. As a free citizen of the Federation, I urge you to visit the friendly world of the Tolosa. Hear the stories, view the archives of war maintained by the Tolosians, and see for yourself why we make no sounds of war that would wake the warriors of Earth. If we don't end war, war will end us. H.G. Wells.